Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Well, if you're new here, I'm Marilyn, and today is my birthday, my 74th birthday, and it's also the day that I started Booktube 4 years ago, and I never thought I would be here. Well, I never thought I'd be on the planet, because when you're young, you never think of being 74. 64 sounded really old to me then. But I'm very glad I'm here, and I'm very glad I'm still on Booktube. As some of you know, and I'll get to that, many of you might know, this was my first time in 4 years that I did a readathon, an event, a solo event. The Maya Angelou Phenomenal Woman Readathon. And so many of you have participated, and mainly, I wanted to give a big thank you to a booktuber, Pat, from Book Chat with Pat. She has promoted my event through the near and far recesses of Booktube, and every time I find a mention of someone who's done the tag, I see Pat's name, and I cannot thank you enough for your kindness, Pat, and I have a little surprise for you at the end. Anyway, so and I also wanted to thank a subscriber who bought me a coffee, a few coffees, and I do have the link, buy me a coffee, and an Amazon wish list if you're interested. I never say this, but well, it's my birthday, so I'll be a little self-indulgent. In fact, I'm going to be a lot self-indulgent, and I'm going to get a makeover tomorrow. But anyway, I wanted to really thank everyone who has been my friend here for 4 years. And last week, not last week, a few days ago, I did a rant video about a book. And I have to tell you that I felt a lot of anxiety before I did the rant video. And I thought, I was brought up in the 50s where you don't make waves. Women didn't make waves. And now we're on the cusp of 2024, and I'm going to make waves. I'm going to splash. I'm going to do everything I can do to say I'm a proud woman, and that my generation was the generation that started, well, no, of course not. We didn't start the women's revolution, but we did our part, the baby boomers. In fact, when I first started my channel, I called myself the baby boomer booktuber, like I was the only baby boomer on Booktube. I wasn't. And now there are so many wonderful women that I'm subscribed to, and many young women who I look up to. Anyway, enough of the housekeeping stuff. I am going to do a very big unhaul video later in the month. And Tuesday, someone mentioned, you made a tag video, but you really didn't do your own tag. You mentioned one book, so I'm going to actually do my own tag video this Tuesday, which is the Phenomenal Woman Maya Angelou book tag. Anyway, this is a short video, and did I say everything I wanted to say? Really, I did, except that I'm going to dedicate this poem to Pat from Book Chat with Pat, because not only does she love poetry, but she has brought me so much joy and friendship. And this month, like I said, every time I look for my tag, I see Pat's name, and I've found so many booktubers, and I wanted to thank her for that. Now, you might think that I'm going to do that I'm going to recite a poem by Maya Angelou. You would be wrong. She had created many wonderful poems, and I read from her book, all of her poems. I think it was 170 poems that she made during her lifetime. But this time I'm going to skip a few generations down. There is a poet laureate named Amanda Gorman, and I read that she was inspired by Maya Angelou, not only by her book I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which was Maya Angelou's first book, but what I didn't know is that she suffered, Amanda Gorman, from a speech impediment that her teachers never really caught. And when she read Maya Angelou's book, she really related to that. And she also talks about important things, and her poetry is, like I said, it was inspired by Maya Angelou, which is more of the spoken word, talking about issues, talking about women's rights. But this particular poem, I think, fits me because this was around when she wrote this during COVID, during the big outbreak, the first outbreak of COVID, when everything was shut down. And I thought that it would be a good poem to read to anyone out there, because people were reaching out to me when I did my rant video about a self-help book about anxiety, that they also suffer from anxiety and depression and related mental illnesses. So I wanted to read a poem that would give them and me a lift. So this is by excuse me, Amanda Gorman, The Miracle of Mourning. I thought I'd awaken to a world in mourning, heavy clouds crowding, a society storming. But there's something different in this golden morning, something magical in the sunlight, wide and warming. I see a dad with a stroller taking a jog. Across the street, a bright-eyed girl chases her dog. A grandma on a porch fingers her rosaries. She grins as her young neighbor brings her groceries. While we might feel small, separate, and all alone, our people have never been more closely tethered. The question isn't if we will weather this unknown, but how we will weather this unknown together. So on this meaningful morn, we mourn and we mend. Like light, we can't be broken, even when we bend. As one, we will defeat both despair and disease. We stand with healthcare heroes and all employees, with families, libraries, waiters, artists, businesses, restaurants, and hospitals hit hardest. We ignite not in the light, but in lack thereof, for it is in loss that we truly learn to love. In this chaos, we must discover clarity. In suffering, we must find solidarity. For it's our grief that gives us our gratitude, shows us how to find hope if we ever lose it. So ensure that this ache wasn't endured in vain. Do not ignore this pain. Give it purpose. Use it. Read children's books. Dance alone to DJ music. Know that this distance will make our hearts grow fonder. From a wave of woes, our world will emerge stronger. We'll observe how the burdens braved by humankind are also the moments that make us humans kind. Let every dawn find us courageous, brought closer, heeding the light before the fight is over. When this ends, we'll smile sweetly, finally seeing in testing times we become the best of beings. I hope you enjoyed this poem written in spoken word. I wanted to also say that I used to write spoken word and try to perform it. So maybe my reading was a little emotional, but I feel that this poem does relate to today because we're in tumultuous times and we have hope. We'll always have hope. Hope is the most wonderful thing in the world. So thank you so much for watching my indulgent birthday video. And please, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. I really appreciate everyone who's watched any of my videos these past 4 years. And I hope that I will be here for another 4 years of making videos, of being happy, of making someone smile. And a final thank you to Pat again. I know you love poetry, and so do I. So until we meet again, I bid you all a wonderful weekend. I'm going to have a wonderful weekend, my birthday weekend with my family. And I wish everyone, wherever you are in the world, always aloha.